Hey guys, it's Jordan with everythingcatholic.com. Thanks for tuning in. It's the month of May, believe it or not, and traditionally in the Catholic Church, we focus on Mary during the month of May. There's tons and tons of Marian devotions out there, but one of my favorites, and probably one of the more common Marian devotions, is the Rosary. Just saying 5 decades of Hail Marys, 10 Hail Marys each, with Our Fathers, Glory Bees, and a few other prayers. It's probably one that you've prayed before. Maybe it's one that you pray daily or at least weekly. But the Rosary is a super powerful prayer. But sometimes, especially if it's something that we pray often, it can be hard to stay focused while we pray. So I thought I'd talk a little bit about that and offer 3 tips on how to stay focused when you're praying the Rosary. I think one of the things, and this isn't a tip, but this is important, while the majority of the prayers that you say during the Rosary are Marian prayers, the Hail Mary, the practice of the Rosary is really a meditation on the life of Jesus. If you think about the different mysteries of the Rosary, right? So kind of the place that we all strive towards, the pinnacle of praying the Rosary, is to enter into a meditative state, saying the Our Fathers, the Hail Marys, the Glory Bees over and over and over again, and focusing less on those and more on the different mysteries that we're focusing on. So thinking about the birth of Jesus, thinking about Jesus at the temple, thinking about the various joyful mysteries, the sorrowful mysteries, the newer luminous mysteries, the glorious mysteries that just take us through the life of Jesus. So again, back to 3 tips on how to stay focused while you pray the Rosary, because it is a repetitive prayer. One tip is to have an image or some sort of a physical representation, whether it's an image or a statue of Jesus or Mary that you can focus on while you're praying the Rosary so you don't get distracted. Something very similar to like this ivory Jesus bust that we have here. It's super beautiful, just focusing on this image of Jesus while you pray the Rosary in a lot of ways can help bring new depth to the mysteries and to help you stay focused and not wander off in your prayer. Another tip for praying the Rosary and staying focused is to pick the right time to pray the Rosary. Maybe you have a dream to pray the Rosary first thing in the morning, but maybe you're not quite awake first thing in the morning and you really find it hard to follow through and finish the prayer. Or maybe it's on the flip side, it's at night and you want to be able to pray the Rosary, but you're just too tired and you attempt to do it and you keep falling asleep. While there's nothing wrong with falling asleep during prayer, and that's probably one of the more beautiful ways to fall asleep, if you really want to be able to pray through the full Rosary, maybe those aren't the right times. I know personally I like to pray the Rosary when I'm in the car, if I've got a commute that's 30 minutes or so, or if I'm on a longer trip, to spend some of that time praying the Rosary, maybe on the airplane if you travel a good bit. That's a good opportunity. As a family, we like to pray the Rosary, so after dinner, after the kids have gotten their baths, but before they're quite ready for bed yet, we'll take some time out. Usually we pray a decade, not all 5 decades, just because the kids' attention spans, but it's a great way to kind of join the family together as you pray the Rosary and kind of wind them down and enter them into a more restful state as they're approaching bedtime. So again, focus on an image of Jesus or Our Lady while you're praying the Rosary to help you stay focused, and then find the right time to pray the Rosary. Don't pick a time that's going to naturally be at odds with your ability to stay focused. The last one, and this one might seem a little bit strange, but try to slow down intentionally while you pray the Rosary. Prayers that you've been saying for years and years, like the Hail Mary, can be really easy to rattle off super quickly. And then you might find that you're not really paying attention to the words, or you might be skipping over certain parts. And again, while the focus is more on the mysteries, we do want to do the prayer right if we can help it. So slowing down and being more intentional as you say or pray the Rosary can help you focus in on it as well. Sometimes, even with the help of Rosary beads, you can get lost. It's on the 5th Hail Mary, the 6th Hail Mary, I'm not sure. Or if you're saying the Rosary by yourself and instead of having a kind of that call and response when you say the Rosary with someone else, you might forget to say half of a prayer or something like that. So just stepping back and taking some time and slowing down can be super effective. So I hope those are 3 helpful tips. I would suggest that during this month of May, while October is typically recognized by the church as the month of the Rosary, there's nothing wrong with getting started or kind of rediscovering a passion for the Rosary during this month of Mary, the month of May. So grab a rosary, dust one off if you've got one that's maybe been hiding in a drawer somewhere and you haven't used it in some time. If you're in the market for a new rosary, which can honestly inspire kind of a rekindling of a devotion, you can get excited about it again if you have a brand new rosary. We've got several on everythingcatholic.com. I'll just take a moment to show you one of our favorites. This one right here is a handmade rosary by our friends at the Catholic Woodworker. It's a miraculous metal rosary. It's got that Marian blue wooden beads, hand tied. It's got a miraculous metal right here as a centerpiece and a beautiful metal crucifix. It's a simple but handsome rosary. And this one's at everythingcatholic.com. Great choice. We've got several others that are handmade as well. And while we're talking about it, a couple of accessories that might go along with your rosary. This right here is a really cool product. It's a handmade ceramic rosary pot by our friends at Nazareth Pottery. They made this custom for our Ave Rosary brand, and it can fit a few different rosaries in there. There's several that could fit inside this, so if you want to have a spot to put your rosaries, this is a great option. We have a Sacred Heart Rosary hanger on everythingcatholic.com too, so if you want to display your rosaries and hang them, that's another good option. If you want to just learn more about the Rosary, we've got a great book by Father Donald Calloway called The 10 Wonders of the Rosary, where he talks through 10 different wonders that have occurred because of the Rosary or are possible because of the Rosary. Really cool book. Wonders like, the Rosary is feared by Satan. The Rosary is a spiritual weapon. The Rosary brings about conversion. The Rosary is always prayed by the saints, so it'll help you better understand the prayer. This is a prayer that's been around for a really, really long time, so if you want to learn more about it. We've got dozens of other products on the store that all point back to either Mary or the Rosary. Things like our Marian monogram socks by our friends at Sock Religious that are super comfy and come in sizes for adults and kids. We could spend an hour going over each of those products, so I won't do that. But just visit everythingcatholic.com and snoop around. You'll see several products such as the ones that I've shown here that will help you to enter more deeply into praying the Rosary or bolster up that devotion to Mary. Thanks a bunch. We'll see you soon.